Greetings, citizens. I am your host, Jay Voodoo Child, and this is Manor Lords. After our big patch for 0.8.35, it is a beta version of a whole lot of changes. In fact, I considered this a brand new game. And so I've been diving in and trying to learn what I can of the new mechanics and trying to deploy them. And basically, in a previous kind of guide series, I've gone through on trying to figure out how to maximize pop growth, which I think just generates everything else. I've played on this map for, I think, about 4 years, maybe 4.5 years. And so I've kind of seen how it's developed, and it was kind of using some, I don't know, incomplete strategies as far as how to put things together and what was important. Major things like I did not know that there was this elevation page here. And so had my sheep farms all right here on elevation, and I had sheep constantly dying. So now I've got them properly positioned over here, and I've got 229 spots open for here, and now I have to figure out whether I want to build in here as far as trying to migrate them in or what have you, to try and get them off of this elevation. But just different things like that I was not factoring into this game. And so now that I kind of have an optimization as far as my build and a goal of just maximizing my population. Also, in the other campaign, I pretty much ignored the clay surface, the rich deposit here. And so I'm going to kind of bring that into the fold a lot more. And so, like, my first two houses, once I get these populations kind of freed up, they're just going to live in here. So just a whole host of different things. And hopefully, after watching different people's playthroughs, I'll get a better sense of... so we got 50 here. I'm going to buy the ox. I've got 2 posts over here. Let's see here. This is going to be set the highest. High, very high. Medium high. Low. Very low. And then we'll move this out all the way, and there's going to be a well in here someplace. I'm thinking about... Anyway, there's a whole lot of things I'm kind of considering for this campaign, this run. But let's just get it underway. I'm going to go normal speed because that's how I play. It's going to create a much longer game. I realize that, but this is what I enjoy. And so we can kind of come down here and meet Nickel and Jacob. They're having a friendly conversation here, trying to figure out what to do in this land. Well, now we're going to share that news with Indris here. So now that we've got the plan, and just get this charcoal kiln going.
I need to drill holes for the pegs.
And our thought is to convert this over, since this is no longer behind a development point. I'm going to build this early on for practically all my games, and that way I can double my fuel capacity and worry about this later on. So kind of delay the the need for fuel as long as possible. Now I am going to have to get the warehouse up and running in April in order to get that second pop on like the 17th or maybe even earlier. So we got this. Now, pretty sure since we don't have any housing, I don't know who's what. Pretty sure this is going to be the Ox family. Actually, you know what? I should have done this. Put the Ox family there. Put someone else there. Let's see. Alright, yeah, we picked up the Ox, so no delay there. And let's see what this group is doing. Now, one of the things that I was talking about in some of my guides is with the tool maintenance aspect in that if I'm going to be working a building that has a tool maintenance, I'm going to put maximum population in there to kind of get the most out of that usage. The exception, I believe, will be the sawmill, because even putting 2 pops into a sawmill, I did not see a time where 2 people were sawing or crafting. And also the sawmill is one of those places that I think kind of goes well with a veggie farm, because while 2 people will be working the backyard extension of veggies, I could have the third person. All right, so I think I don't have to do the ox trick. Because most everyone is right here. I am going to set up my work area down here first, because I think I am going to go, even though fish is not necessary, I don't know. I may change my mind. But I may want to do an early run of the fish and try and, once this March, I can go and it's still not full. And so as long as I'm above, 240, or probably 255, I forget what the number is. Hold on a second. 268. So I can set that limit there and go fish down to 268 and still have a full month for that last tick. But we'll see how that goes. It's going to be all dependent on the efficiency of things. All right, so the ox got dropped, but picked up fairly quickly. Now I'm going to have to keep an eye on the firewood. What I've been finding is, so I don't have anyone crafting yet. That's interesting. So we got one of these people guiding the ox. But now that the ox doesn't have trees, all right, there we go. We got crafts. New message. I've heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and honor against those who would wrong me. I hope you will not judge me by the rumors and slanders that some may spread about me. So Hildebard. So we got one of those crafting there. And instead of loading this up with 3, I've kind of observed this worker. She's working 5 wood at a time. And since I don't have a hunter or someone to kind of berries to go pick at right away. So 6 firewood. Or no, I'm sorry, that's the firewood. So I think when she's done crafting, still waiting for timber to come in. And in this playthrough, I'm not going to be hypersensitive about which way the eaves are facing and all that good stuff. So we got some errors for the AI cities that I got set up. Once I show you what happens with this charcoal. But a watch, kiln never boils, apparently. And so we're bringing over firewood one by one. So 20 charcoal. Alright, so once we're done picking it up, alright, we got 1 timber, so that's not enough. I'm surprised we don't have the house built yet. So yeah, that one person cleaned that out fairly quickly. As we can see here, we still got 10 firewood. And so that effort, once you get done, we'll see what she does. Oh, so yeah. So that should be fairly quick. Alright, I've got 6 timber. So I'm going to pause here. I've got my second ox. Still don't have my hitching posts up and running yet. And let's see here. You are a woodcutter. So I'm going to pause it here, design out my next sections. I think I am going to go ahead and plot out. I'm going to have 1 fruit and 2 vegetable plots, and they're all going to be the minor varieties of those subsets. Yeah, I just got to decide whether I want to bother integrating those with honey or not. So for environments, I've got 29. I think it started 30, and maybe this is the same. So start at 29, 2% each. Maybe I will. I don't know what we're going to do with the 5th. So yeah, let me pause it here and we'll kind of come up with a design and I will be back. Un momento, por favor. Okay, we are back and we have kind of a strange Burgess plot design that I'm kind of working with these days. And so basically I'm going to have honey here, honey here, honey here, honey here, and then another one of these things. Here are going to be my 2 vegetables. And then I'm going to have the same kind of configuration over here, but it's going to be honey on this side, and then a granary over here, and then like some form of jog back into these woods. And then fish, maybe a fish, probably just 2 fish. Yeah, because this is going to be fairly wide. But this is going to be 1 Morgan, and this is going to be my first target for a level 2. So my 2 veggies are going to get level 2 status quickly, and that way they can get the larger storage and less waste that way. But hopefully with the nearby granary, we'll be okay. So let's start it off. We're about halfway through. And are you done? Not quite. And I think I'm going to need like 8 timber to kind of set up the second veggie. And that's unfortunate. It wasted their time going into there. But 1 charcoal used because there's no firewood. And that was kind of the goal. So I'm going to start clearing out this area now. I adjusted my settings. So the couple woods that are right in here, the cut down logs, they're going to get used and then carried up here a little bit. So I have like a starting gross over here as well. But like I said, I'm probably looking at 8 timber to kind of set up the next 2 use here. Because I'm going to need to fill this in, and then this, and this, to get the guides post. I think I'm going to do away with this road. That's why I need this one filled in before I start working on this. So things are just kind of proceeding nicely. I like this slow pace. It allows me kind of the most time to adjust things and be comfortable with the way things are building out. I still need to get these built fairly quickly. All right, charcoal's done. Do I need to wait till you stand up? Let me double check on things. Yeah, we are done. I'm just gonna wait until she stands up. There she goes. All right, I'm gonna put you into the labor force. Start building up stuff. Still waiting for some new sets of trees to be cut up. So my 4 spares are getting put into the logging camp, which is less than ideal. Let's get some people out there. I don't want these ox to run away after I've spent so much money on them. And basically, this was just to get out of the way. So I'm probably going to angle the orchard out. This backyard was 290%. And I did a rough estimate on the kind of building out a road for that backyard dotted line here, and then kind of looked at a field size. It's just at 1.0. So food down to 2 months. Okay, yep. You are working on this.
It'd be most embarrassing if we're not halfway through.
So usually a high prioritization is getting housing up, because that will increase my family size by 1. Because when we start off, it's just husband and wife running around. And get the plan for, okay, so I have 8 timber. So let me pause here again and get the second veggie plot plotted out, I should say. And so we'll see you in a moment. All right, we are back, and we've got our second vegetable plot going here. It is exactly at 300, so a little bit over Morgan, maybe just a Morgan. But I do have an early cutoff from the edge of the map, so if I one day want to just fortify this entire city, I can still have that option by having, the gate over here. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to place the church. I'm thinking it's going to be right here, with the exits just kind of heading into directions that I like and kind of fit in with the existing buildings. And so therefore the well is going to go right in here. And we should have plenty of space for that. So I decided to keep this house here because this corner, because I don't have a road here, I just want to preserve enough space to get double plots and not worry about, trying to find that exact center point. So I've got my 5 houses up, and then I'll just double from there. And I've got 4 logs left over, and I'm thinking I'm going to do the well. Kind of want to do the storehouse first. Actually, no, I don't want to do the storehouse first, because I'm probably going to delete this thing and move it around. But that'll give me 2 logs. So I just want to plan out this wood cutting production over here a little bit more. So maybe the granary is the first thing I get going. So how much food do I have? 16? I wonder if that's because of spoilage on the ground. Yeah. So let's plan for the granary. Um, I guess, yeah, let me pause it again and kind of design, get the road set up for this bit over here. So I will be back. All right, we are back, and I have made a realization that we are probably not going to meet our pop growth deadline because I've got to get 4 houses built and only 2 of them have logs, and then 1 more for expansion. Probably not going to get that done in 3 days, even if I completely jump out of this. But we'll kind of, do we want to do that? I lost a log somewhere. Oh, I probably built over it or something. Maybe get 2 more, 3 more. I'm definitely going over. I'm not even going to worry about it. So I believe if I mean, I could still try and get the 18th for 1 pop growth. Let's kind of make that a goal. So I need 3 timber to get a well
Nice work.
and 1 expansion. And for some reason, my ox are just dragging logs to the camp. Maybe I should put that in here. Kind of less spaces. Actually, probably don't have water in there. I got some water in there. Oh well.
Can I stay with the tree?
And let's see. I got a week left. All right. I'm not even gonna bother saving it. It's gonna be whatever it's gonna be. As soon as this gets built, I'm gonna double that up.
Just give me a hammer and something.
Yeah, where are you going? Oh, it's odd pathing. Yeah, we're gonna miss it. That's fine. So I will probably roll this episode all the way to like the hour, and hopefully I'll get to the 18th to see whether I can get that pop trigger to happen. If I get my approval up to 55.
We'll need to dig the foundations deeper.
Are you medium? I mean, it's not going to be that far off. Oh, wait, no, I got this house to do too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that double. Yeah, no way I'm going to get it. Especially since I didn't put any logs over there.
We'll need to dig the foundations deeper.
So definitely going to miss
Hey, where are the pegs?
the April 1st. Do you require 2 logs now? Well, I guess so. Yeah, it was a tight race even before then. But I've got 4 kind of wasted logs, if you will. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be my 6. So, yeah, one more day, and it'll be April. I'm 2 houses down. So, not so perfect start, but I kind of like the layout, so it's okay. And there we have April 1st. So I want to get a save here. Fish, clay, iron, berries. Year 1. April. Now we got a bunch of people grabbing stones to get that granary going. Hopefully I'm just going to get the warning about this rain.
Oh, this is heavier than it looks.
So, fishery, not quite maximum. I think 268 was what I'm looking for.
This is heavier than it looks.
Alright, both logs there, and then just these last 2 logs for the well and my house. So we'll be done with the ox. I can get rid of you now. Alright, getting soaked. So I think I'm just getting one warning ever. I'm not sure whether that's always been the case or not. So let's see if I can get an April, or yeah, April 17th or whatever. Livestock order placed. Don't understand that message. Alright, so we've got our settlement. Yeah, let's talk about origins. The one I used before was this. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going here. Because all my farmland is on high elevation. Which is right in here. Well, that's interesting. My ember has gone away. It was all the way here. I wonder what happened there. Or was I going by rye? Huh? Maybe I was going by rye. That's interesting. Okay, the well is up.
Give me a hammer and something. a hammer and something needs to not move, I'll put it in its place. Don't forget to check the level of the foundation.
And maybe I just get my 2 wood here for the second upgrade.
No, it should absolutely be placed over there.
Alright, so that's going up. Let's just put 1 family over there. So we got the market stall going. Where were we at? April 16th. Or 6th, I should say. So I think it will be fairly close. Alright, let's get... That's the problem with... So that's just because I'm transporting the food. Alright, we're running out of food. So 53% got the full from the weight of the well. Now we just need to get that marketplace up before the week is up. Second food stall is up, but that's a waste. All right. Now that's interesting. Do I need the food variety for the fish as well? No, I just need one of those requirements. So this will be 8. So this will get me to 61. 4, 4. And then I can start working on the firewood. Alright, so back up to 2 months of food. Hopefully people are not going hungry. Alright, I've got food in. So 4 houses, 5 houses. Alright, I I'm at 56%. Is April 12th. All right, what do we want to do here? All right, so I think I'm safe for... Question is, do I let this fishing go to kind of maximize on fish for this month? Or do I get 2 more logs? Yeah, don't know what I want to do here. All right, yeah, we're gonna get 2 more logs. Get the... We want 268. All right, yeah, let's just roll it. Get the warehouse. Get that stuff off the ground. Start plotting out where we want the stuff. Oh, so, do I want to do any of this now? Yeah, none of it's important, so... let's see... That could be interesting. I think I've ruled out this. So if I had hunting camps, this might be interesting. So yeah, not necessary there. So we're waiting for 19 to become 21. So, do we have people picking up the fish? Because that's going to be fairly important too. Alright, 2 timber. Did I say I want 2 or 4?
Bring this here, move that there, on and on.
Alright, food stock is going up.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
So the expansion in the warehouse. So yeah, let's go for 4. And we're just waiting for... I'm at 60% even. Should hit 61. Yep, there it is. So I'm definitely liked. Will that qualify for a mid-pop or mid-month pop increase? Gonna get 50 more there. You are starting to bring in the fish. And one more timber. Yes, there it is. All right. So I'm only down 1 pop. So all that's good. And yeah, let's wrap it up here. In between episodes, I will kind of figure out how I want to set up my trade zone. I'm definitely going to be primarily focusing on the charcoal. And maybe start off with fish just to kind of get the ball rolling. Because I won't need that much fish to get me through to the winter. But it is my only meat source. I kind of need to guess about how much food I'll need there. So we'll figure out those things in between episodes, but I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is our kind of launch of this campaign. It's going to be a very long one. I haven't even shown you the map, really. So, because of a bug that I explained in the kind of session 0 of this series, I was able to limit the Baron to just 1 land. Because I could put them, both of their flags, into different nodes of this one region. And so I've got AI here, AI here, AI here. And then these 2 were empty. This is going to be farmland. That's good for my long-term purposes because I want to have a source of flax for armor and barley for booze. And then here, this is what has got me really excited about this campaign. Even though it's beta, even though things could change, as this game could be irrelevant, hopefully through a patch or whatever on beta. But rich stone, and this has kind of been a long-term goal of mine, is just making a major city here and just stone walled everything here. And just try and operate this solely out of this little patch zone. And maybe have people come out here, the forage and whatnot. So that's that's the long term goal. And I believe in my last campaign, yeah, I definitely know in my last campaign, Baron went after this region first. Basically, I try and beat the Baron to all of the bandit camps, so I'm getting the payouts, but I'm not expanding. I'm waiting for them to invade, and then I'm going to kind of counter that invade and let the Baron use their resources for my expansion. And then it'll be interesting to see if the Baron goes after these AIs or whether they just focus on me because I've been challenging them. And so all that's kind of be really interesting for me. So I'm looking forward to this the long term, you know, and I've haven't really taken a lot of campaigns that deep. I usually kind of get bored with them or want to do something with the region in a different way, what have you. Just like I did with this, I played this one out for 4 years, kind of learning the game and that sort of thing, and came up with a lot of interesting designs that I liked. And I'm kind of stepping away from that. I'm doing a little more boxy, which is I'm not exactly thrilled about, but getting a little variation going now. So yeah, stay tuned. Like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. And please share with me your comments, your thoughts on this campaign, or some of the discoveries of the pop growth. Does that interest you? And am I focusing? Am I losing so much of the fun of the beauty of this game? To kind of get down on the ground level and take a look at the horizons, which I guess I can't really do at this point. So, yeah, please share with me your comments, your thoughts on the campaign, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone.